We are here to share the stories of people who have gone all in and pursued their dream of owning their own business. My name is Kimmy Weintraub. We are here with our special guest, Jeremy Wein. Jeremy and his wife Heather are owners of Creative Colors International near Atlanta, Georgia. Prior to becoming a business owner, Jeremy was vice president at Fire and Flavor Grilling Company. He has also held several senior-level leadership supply chain positions at companies like Rubbermaid, Bubba Brands, and Hamilton Beach. Jeremy, we want to welcome you today to the All In series. We are excited to get to know you and to learn more about CCI. As the first question, can you tell us a little bit about CCI and what it has to offer?
So Creative Colors International, basically we're the leader in mobile leather, vinyl, and fabric repair. So the thing that's really kind of cool about this business is there's so many different industries that we support, whether it's automotive, RV, marine, aviation, even restaurants. We can go in and provide repairs to leather, vinyl, or fabric at a very significant savings of what it would cost to actually replace the material. So it's a pretty cool business model that spans a lot of different industries. If you wanted to learn more, the websites are www.creativecolorsinTL.com or www.wecanfixthat.com.
What made you start to consider owning your own business?
It was a couple of years ago. I'd been working my way through corporate America, and there were always times of uncertainty. Even when business was good, there was always times of, I guess, a fear of what was going to be to come, whether their business changes, leadership changes would have an impact on my employment. And it came down to just really wanted to take control of my own destiny. I knew I had a good business acumen, and I wanted to be the one that was ultimately responsible for my own decisions, my future career path. So that's when I started looking into franchising, and a lot of it was because I didn't have a magical product idea. Even though I'd always worked in consumer product companies and had a pretty good understanding of what it'd take to get a product to market, I didn't know what that perfect product would be that I would take to market. So okay, well, why don't I start looking at franchising? It seems like it's a little bit of a lower risk path to get into business ownership, and we'll have a lot of help along the way, but at the same time, I get to really drive and own my own business at the same time.
What were some of the challenges and struggles that you had to work through to make your decision?
Challenges and struggles were really around finding the business that kind of fit our financial capabilities and goals. We'd spent a lot of time looking at a bunch of various businesses that had different levels of investment and also different startup timelines along those investments, and also a different involvement in the business, whether it be a manage the manager model where it'd be hands off and I would continue to keep my corporate job role, or whether it was going to be a business that I was going to be fully immersed in and really run the day to day. And I think that was a lot of soul searching on my part to try to figure out what was that right fit and balance for me. And at the end of it, whether I really wanted to take that risk and leave the stable paychecks that I'd been so accustomed to for 20 years to kind of an unknown, and I had to just evaluate all the options, and I eventually found one that I thought was perfect for me. And once I'd found that option with Creative Colors, I think it was the decision became much easier.
Why did you pick the business that you did, and what were the key deciding factors?
The reason I picked this business, Creative Colors, is Uh, it was a relatively low initial investment, and it was a very quick startup time. And to put it into perspective, going after I did the due diligence and we came to signing an agreement with this franchise, we had our grand opening within 2 months, and that's not very common. And you can't really do that in a brick and mortar type business. And so that was something that was appealing to me. That was a fairly low investment. It was a quick open, um, and we're purely a mobile business, so I don't have a lot of overhead. I operate out of a van, and so vans are a lot cheaper than a brick and mortar building. And also, the thing that intrigued me about it was the ability to expand my capacity with a rather low investment. Because again, we don't have a shop or a building that would constrain how much sales we can do. Uh, if I run to the limit of a van for a relatively low investment, I can hire on another technician, put another van on the road, and increase my capacity within a couple months. And that was something that to me was very appealing. Also, the one of the things that appealed to me about this particular business is that it's kind of a feel good business. We're saving customers a lot of money, giving them opportunities to repair what they've got versus having to uh, go out and spend a lot of money to have something fully reupholstered. And a lot of times now, what I've found, and this is what my hypothesis was before getting into the business, is my customers are happy to pay me when I'm done with the job. They're thrilled to give me their money, and to me, that's something that makes it easier to keep doing what I do every day. Seeing the satisfaction that my customers have when I'm done.
At what point did you know when you were ready to go all in?
I always kind of knew I wanted to, uh, but it was a pretty long journey, I would say. Whether we looked at a lot of different businesses, and it wasn't, I think, until we really found um, Creative Colors that we said, okay, yeah, this just seems right. And uh, once we found it, then the decision to kind of go all in just felt a little bit easier. We just felt like we hit a good match, and seemed like there was a lot of good opportunity, and everything just kind of all made sense. And so we decided to go for it.
What advice do you have for others who are contemplating going on this journey?
Do your due diligence. It's a very huge decision to make, and uh, personally, we made a lot of personal changes to make sure that we could uh, realize this dream of owning our own business. And I think you've got to be prepared to to take some of those risks, and uh, take your time and find the right business for you. Would be my biggest piece of advice.
As a final question, please share with our viewers more about your business and how our viewers and listeners can get in touch with you should they desire your services.
The best way to see what we have to offer is to go to www.wecanfixthat.com. There's a lot of before and after photos to give everyone kind of a sense of what we can do, and photos from different industries. And there's also a quote form on that website that you can submit, post some pictures of what you've got that you need some help with. And typically we can quote based on photos. And we're a nationwide franchise, so we've got locations all across the country. So there's a good chance that no matter where you live, there's going to be a Creative Colors International franchise that can support.
Thank you so much, Jeremy, for being with us today on the All In series. It's been a pleasure getting to know you. I'm sure that many people will find inspiration in your journey, and that your experience will help many others who are considering taking the leap towards business ownership. We wish you much success. And to all our viewers and listeners, we want to thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed meeting Jeremy and that you will tune in again to hear from another person who has decided to go all in. Thanks again for being with us. See you next time.